Welcome back to the Kaspa Silver YouTube channel. In today's video, I want to talk about 5 things you probably did not know about Kaspa. Coming in at number 1 is the fair launch of Kaspa. So if you don't already know, Jonathan has a series of articles on Medium, and you could kind of see where his mind was before Kaspa was actually an official project out for the community. Because DAG Labs is a for-profit entity whose business model is based on mining Kaspa. DAG Labs is additionally funding many core Kaspa devs and researchers. And Jonathan says here that Kaspa contains no pre-mine or founder rewards. And then he says at the same time, Kaspa is neither attempting nor pretending to be a fair launch coin. Bitcoin is extremely unfair to people born in 2030. And if you continue reading, you could see what he originally thought DAG Labs was going to become. He says DAG Labs will oversee a pre-launch customization of ASICs that will support a hash functioning specific to Kaspa, providing a head start on mining. And if you continue reading, you can even see that he wanted to release Kaspa coins through some kind of Ethereum DeFi contract. It says before mainnet launch, a DeFi contract will auction out the right to future Kaspa coins. Interested community members will lock some coins, say ETH on said DeFi contract, and receive Kaspa at a future date. These Kaspa would originate from the machines operated by DAG Labs. The coins will flow to the contract, and in exchange, the contract will release the locked ETH and send them to DAG Labs. The money will repay DAG Labs for capital expenses for the ASICs, fund the operational expenses of these ASICs, and be saved for future development. And I'm very happy that this actually never happened. And some people still on Twitter try to come here and use this and say that, you see, Kaspa is not fair launch, but they don't realize that this article is literally back in 2020. And if you read what actually happened, you could see here DAG Labs raised overall roughly $8 million. The project's initial business plan was to develop optical proof of work like ASICs and sell and distribute their hash rate. As I described in some Medium posts, I thought of it as a good middle ground between decentralization and sustainability. The fact that this plan failed is indeed a failure of DAG Labs as a profit entity. The reason it failed was a combination of the immaturity of optical proof of work ASIC tech and my together with Polychain's assessment that pure fair launch is the only path to give Kaspa, and in fact any proof of work coin, true chance at growing to meet its goals and dreams. And truly this decision was one of the greatest decisions, because if Kaspa was not fair launch, I wouldn't even be here making these videos today. The second thing you probably didn't know is if you go to the Genesis block of Kaspa, when looking at the code, there's some Hebrew text right here. And if you go to ChatGPT, it translates to, and what is enough for you and your brother, you will do well with the rest of the silver and gold to perform as you please. And many people don't really know, but this is actually referring to a verse in Ezra 7:18 that's in the Bible that says, and whatsoever shall seem good to thee and to thy brethren, to do with the rest of the silver and gold, that do after the will of your God. And this personally is just really cool to me, especially if you don't already know, I'm a person of faith and I do believe in Jesus Christ. And it's just pretty cool that God's word will never be removed from the code. And this is in the Genesis block of Kaspa. The third thing you might not know, and I know I've made a video specifically talking about this, but there's a lot of new Kaspa people in the project now. You could see here that there's a burn address for Kaspa, and it's about 11.2 million Kaspa that was completely burned. The back history of this is Shai had to mine Kaspa to secure the network back in the day when there was a network crash. And he says here, as we announced a while before, while starting the new version after the hard fork, we had to solo mine for a while to stabilize the network. All the money, a little over 11 million Kaspa, was sent to a wallet I created solely for this purpose. Address, and this is the address. In a community poll, we asked you whether this money should go to a dev fund or be burned. The community, more precisely a large minority of about 40%, chose the latter. As per our promise, I just burned almost the entire sum. My script worked in multiples of 10K. I decided to keep the remaining 30 Kas for good fortune. All transactions are to the invalid address right here, which is the one that we have today. the Kaspa with a bunch of Qs. And as you can easily verify, I have never had the chance to obliterate a potential fortune. I thank the community for this opportunity. And currently with the Kaspa price, this burn address is sitting at $548,000. And this $548,000 will never be sold on the market unless someone is able to crack the private keys. But other than that, this is burned for good. The fourth thing I want to talk about is something that a lot of people don't know about. I know for that for sure. And if you don't already know about Bitcoin, Bitcoin has a form where a lot of history could be found in this Bitcoin talk forum because many things have gone down in this forum. I've seen people make videos of just different mysteries that were going on with Silk Road and whatnot that you can all track back here in this Bitcoin forum. But Kaspa also has a form like this, and it's called Kaspa Talk. And that actually is made by someone in the Discord known as Gandalf. So if you are interested in setting up an account and maybe hopping on here, I'm probably going to start using this a little bit more. You guys can check this out, make an account, and start talking with other Kaspa people. Maybe we can get this website as popular as the Bitcoin forum. The last thing you might not know about Kaspa relates to the smallest unit of Kaspa. And if you don't already know about Bitcoin, it says here, what is a Satoshi? Understanding the smallest unit of Bitcoin. There are 100 million Satoshis in one Bitcoin, meaning each Satoshi is worth about 0.0800 and a 1 BTC. In order for one Satoshi to be worth 1 cent, 1 BTC would need to be worth $1 million. And not only that, Kaspa has the same exact type of smallest unit design where it's worth the same. About one Kaspa is worth 100 million. And if you don't know the naming for this, back in the day, there was a vote to actually put a name instead of having Satoshis for Kaspa. It could be named one of these 10 things that were in the votes. And you could see here that they had a proposal to maybe name it Gary, Pascal, Agora, Zai, Zuda, Kip, Ness, Planked, Nakamoto's, Moni, and really, who won this vote was Kip. Kip was the one that won this vote with 693 votes, and this was back on the 21st of November in 2022. Now, during this time, they always had the option to needs more discussion, and right here, someone 235 said, looks like this vote with the highest number of to be discussed votes that the community ever had. So it seems like we have to delay the decision and discuss in more length. So ultimately, Kip was the winner in this, but really this never went through. And the word that is mainly used for the smallest unit of Kaspa is the word Sampi in recognition of Jonathan Somplaninski. It says there was a vote, but it never really took hold. We still use Sampi in the code bases. So the smallest unit of Kaspa could be called Sampi, even though there was a vote and Kip won, but no one liked that either. And there was just a lot of discussion. So this has really never been official, but in the code base, they're using Sampi. And I think that just works the best because Satoshis are used for Bitcoin and Satoshi was the founder. And so it would only make sense that Kaspa uses Sampi for the smallest units because Jonathan Somplaninski was the founder. So I hope you guys enjoyed those 5 things that you probably didn't know about Kaspa. Please leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and also if you haven't picked up your exclusive Kaspa Tantrum cards, you can definitely do that now. Currently, Tantrum has finally released this new product that allows you to have the optional seed phrase and a new card design and all that kind of fun stuff. So if you do want the normal design, you can go ahead and check out the link down below. But if you do want the Kaspa exclusive cards, you could go ahead and check them out. This is how they look. And Tantrum announced that this limited edition is going to be available until October 22nd. So if you do want to pick these up, check the link down below. If you use my code Kaspa Silver at the checkout, you'll get 10% off and you'll be able to get these limited edition Kaspa wallet cards before they completely go sold out on the 22nd. Thank you guys for watching, and as always, don't be average, be different.